what it really means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden.
And we're back. Thinking Movement. Ben Mack,
Robbie Eggwell.
how you doing?
How's it going?
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on my show.
No way. Okay, great topic today.
Yeah. What good comes from being alone? Now, before you, I'm gonna throw it your way. I'm gonna throw you the bone.
Okay. All right.
But before I do, being alone
Yeah.
somewhat can be said. Independence, loneliness,
Isolation.
Yes,
Yeah.
introverted.
Yeah.
So, what good comes from being alone? Ben
Okay.
Mack, go ahead.
I think the best part about being alone, and this isn't really, we're not using this in a negative way. We're kind of using this as to learn yourself way. So I would say the best thing about having your alone time or being alone is you're finding yourself more. You're finding your true self, how strong you are, what you're good at, what you're bad at. You need to be alone to be able to focus better, I think. Like I said, really important to hang out with friends.
Right.
Really important to have your time with your friends, time with people. It's
Right.
important to go out once in a while. You shouldn't just work. But I believe that it really helps you get to know who you really are. I know a lot of people who've been in long-term relationships, and they're so fucking reliant on their partner, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, right? That they never actually experience this being alone time, right? So when they actually are, because anything can happen. God forbid they get in a fucking car accident tomorrow, or something happens to them, right? Or they break up, which happens all the time, right? And I've seen this happen to a lot of my friends who've been with the same girl for a long time, and then they broke up, and then now they're really, really they just feel fucked
Right.
now because they never actually had that chance to do things by themselves.
Definitely
So.
important to be alone, have your alone time.
Yeah.
I think what I really take from this is not being reliable, not necessarily on your significant other, but people in general to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to experience life on its own.
Yeah.
I think you need to be a little bit, the word is uncomfortable,
Yeah,
I would say.
uncomfortable.
I took a trip to Europe and Asia a few years back,
Yeah.
and I did it alone. And there was a reason why I did it alone. You want that uncomfortableness of kind of being scared and not knowing what to do and not being dependent or reliant, almost to see if you can able to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's half a dozen people that I know that went to college first year, university first year, moved away. 2 weeks later, they're back because they
Exactly.
can't be alone.
They can't,
They can't start over. They can't be new. I went to Queens, did it alone. Went 4 hours to Kingston.
Yeah.
Right, made a whole new set of friends, whole new life there. I want to do it if I could do it. Be alone. I think there's a lot of benefits. I think there's a really important balance between socializing, growing with others, maturing with others, learning from others. But I think as much as balance you have with, or as much time you have with friends and whatnot, you need to experience things and go by yourself and do things. How many people can go grocery shopping by themselves or do anything or go to the lawyers or pay bills by themselves? You just have to learn yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do and experience it.
Yeah. This also has a lot to do with independence, I would say, too.
That
So
really does.
growing up with a lot of independence, you definitely learn how to be stronger by yourself, right?
And do things, be capable of doing things by yourself,
Yeah.
and not be so hesitant or lack the confidence
Yeah.
to wonder if you're making the right move or not.
And also you needing that reassurance is also a bad thing too, right? For people that never really got the chance to never really got any alone time because they've always been with the same person.
Or they've always been
They've always
supervised.
they've always been supervised, right? They were always expecting that reassurance of, say, for example, how you look in a picture. They always need that reassurance of,
Right.
you look good. So it definitely makes them lack their confidence.
I was gonna say,
Do you agree with
okay,
that?
that's a really good point. I definitely agree with that.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this: Do you think you are an introvert or an extrovert?
I believe I am an introvert until let me rephrase that. I think I'm an introvert who realizes the value of being an extrovert. So at first, when I just meet someone, I find myself pretty shy.
Right.
I'm kind of hesitant sometimes to put myself out there. But then I do whatever I could to just say hi to someone or put myself out there to talk. But I grew up always being an introvert. I didn't really I wasn't the type of person to actually put myself out there and ask friends to hang out because I would always just wait for them to ask me. That's who I kind of was, right? But then over time, throughout high school and as time went on, I realized the importance of just what do you have to lose of just putting yourself out there, right? So I know that.
Some people have too much pride to do that, but I think that's
Yeah.
that's another talk.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I think it's very important to enjoy your alone time.
Yeah.
Like enjoy being home by yourself and just do you. Let's say
Yeah.
you're watching TV. Well, enjoy doing it by
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
People are alone all the time. They're bored. They're bored. Well, fucking like, what do you have? No life? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you find hobbies, do something, but enjoy your alone time.
Yeah.
I think being alone can also be very peaceful. It's a good time to recharge.
Yeah.
Good time to reflect.
Mhm.
But again, at the same time, we're saying being alone is good.
Yeah.
I think there's also, as well as nothing more beneficial than learning from peers
Yeah, exactly.
and being with peers in terms of
Mhm.
upgrading your social skills and adventures and growing with them. Because
Yeah.
as kids and children, we grow
Mhm.
with friends by doing stupid shit together, unsupervised,
Yeah.
on our bikes.
Mhm.
And that's just one instance. But going to do bad stuff at someone's house when you're 15 years old, in whatever, grade 8, grade 7, like,
Mhm.
it's very important to grow and mature with friends.
Yeah, no, 100%. In my opinion, tell me if you agree with this. I think that it's literally impossible to be successful if you aren't able to be alone. Do you agree with that?
I don't disagree with it. I'm just
I
I'm
think
trying
that-
to
I think
validate
that-
it.
Think about this. Like, I'll put this into perspective for you. So
Please do.
Think about people like like the really, really successful people like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk,
Right.
right? They literally are working 15-hour days. Elon Musk said when he was starting up Tesla and starting up his companies, he was working 100 hours a week.
Okay.
So how the fuck's he gonna find someone else willing to work 100 hours a week to help him start up his company? You know what I mean? So like these are the sacrifices you got to take. Like you got to put in that extra time when other people aren't, right?
Right. So what's
So,
what's the question?
So do you think that it's impossible to be really successful if you aren't able to be alone?
It would make sense that successful people can be alone.
Yeah.
I mean, being alone isn't really that hard.
Yeah.
I think if you can't be alone, that's just a mental flaw you have because you're unconfident with
Yeah.
who you are yourselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Confidence is a big thing to do.
I think it's
for
just
sure.
it's all in your head.
I
So
think it's on your head. I think
to conclude this, what good comes from being alone or being independent or isolated? Even?
Yeah, like we said, getting to know yourself better, being able to find out what you like and what you're good at, I would say, to kind of summarize
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I would say
Balance is everything. I would say balance is everything. You can't be working all day, every day without seeing anyone. You have to have
Right.
that. You have to have that once in a while time to get out. Like I've seen this. I'm sure you've
Yeah.
seen this in your life. That social aspect is really important.
yeah. For balance, for pros and cons, you should definitely be alone. Learn to be alone.
Yeah.
Just to have that mental capacity to do so
Mhm.
and to reap its benefits
Yeah.
because the benefits are extensive. That's it for me.
Yeah, okay. That pretty much
content.
wraps it up, folks. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Thinking
Yeah.
Movement, and we'll be back with the next one.
Yeah, we'll go